Today, there is a special purpose to meet you all. That is, we are celebrating International Day of Democracy and Engineers Day. Engineers Day is celebrated to appreciate the contribution of engineers in the country. India celebrates Engineers Day on September 15th as a mark of remembrance and tribute to Bharat Ratna Sri Mokshagundam Visvesvaraya, who is also considered as one of the greatest engineers in the country.
Friends, we have conducted some competitions regarding Engineers Day. Now let's see the winners of class 6 and 7.
Now, some of our friends from class 6 are going to play a skit to show the significant role played by Mr. Mokshagundam Visvesvaraya Garu on Engineers Day.
Good morning everyone. My name is Vishnu Vaishnavi. Now I want to share a small incident with you. A train was pacing to its destination with a halt in the silence of the night. A man was sleeping with his head on the side window of the train. Suddenly he woke up and pulled the chain hanging over his head. The train moved for some more distance and stopped. The people in the train rushed to the compartment to know what had happened. Angry at this man, all surrounded him and asked the reason behind chain pulling. There is a crack in the railway track after some more meters from here. If train goes over it, mishaps may occur, he said quietly. The railway person checked the railway track. To their surprise, they saw a big crack in the railway track a few meters away from the stopped train. He told the vibrating sound changed too heavily that he heard the sound from track while sleeping and it changed at some place, and he recognized that it was due to crack in the railway line. Do you know who was that man who saved many lives from death? He was the best engineer India was fortunate to have. He is none other than Sir Mokshagundam Visvesvaraya. He was India's greatest achiever in civil engineering, dam building, economy, statesmanship, and can be counted among the 19th and 20th centuries foremost national builders. 15 September is celebrated as Engineers Day in India in the memory of Sir M. Visvesvaraya.
Engineers Day is also celebrated in Sri Lanka and Tanzania in the memory of Sir Mokshagundam Visvesvaraya. Do you know, friends? He is the savior of the city Hyderabad. Please watch this.
I lost 15,000 people of my nation at a war due to these floods. I need a great engineer's help to resolve the situation. Namaste Nawab Sahab. This is Mokshagundam Visvesvaraya. I am an engineer. Sir, I have come up with a solution to overcome the present situation we are facing now. Sir, I think it would be the better option if we construct a dam on Yasi River and Musi River. Without constructing two dams, can we solve it? No, sir. Along construction of these dams, we have to plan proper drainage system also. These are the best ways to save Hyderabad from floods.
They constructed Usman Sagar on Musi River in 1920 and Himayat Sagar on Isi River in 1927.
Sir Mokshagundam Visvesvaraya is not only a great engineer, he is an honest person of our nation. Let's see.
Once Mokshagundam Visvesvaraya visited the head of a village. They had the meal and Sir went for rest. The village head followed him.
sponsored by the government, so I use them only for my office work. The next 2 candles are mine, so I use them for my relaxation. Why can't you continue with first 2 candles? Those belongs to the nation, so I can't use them for my personal use.
Sir Mokshagundam Visvesvaraya was the 19th Diwan of Mysore. He was also known as the father of modern Mysore state. He designed and constructed automatic gates at Lake Life Storage Reservoir. He introduced a new system of irrigation known as block system. Sir Mokshagundam Visvesvaraya was awarded the nation's highest honor, the Bharat Ratna, in 1955. In the memory of Sir Mokshagundam Visvesvaraya, we are celebrating Engineers Day today. So happy Engineers Day to all. We salute your great ideas and innovations. Thank you.
Thank you friends, that was informative. Now, let's see some project winners from class 8 and 9. Now, let us know about the great engineering works in nature.
Good morning everyone, this is K. Bhuvaneshwari from grade 9 section B. Today I am going to share with you an interesting topic, Hridaya Sarasu. The place is well here right in Wayanad in northern Kerala. Up the peak of Chambra, some 2100 meters above sea level, people call the pond Hridaya Tadakam or Hridaya Sarasu and the heart-shaped pond. Chambra Peak is common point between Wayanad Hills of Western Ghats adjoining Nilagiri Hills in Tamil Nadu, Vellarimala in Kerala. Hridaya Sarasu is the most beautiful heart-shaped river. The chirpings of bird what you must experience to get peace. Pleasure is found in here very pure form, as this place is absolutely untouched from the human civilization. You know what? It's believed that the lake did not dry up since eternity. And finally, last but not least, nature's best creation is a human. And I thank everyone for spending a wonderful time in hearing this. Have a nice day.
Hello everyone, I am Vaishnavi of class 10 from Subhaniketan School. Now I am going to tell you about Weaver Bird's Nest. Weaver Bird's Nest are so complex and intricate in design that humans find it difficult to emulate. Each kind of species has its own way of constructing nests. The complexity of design demonstrates the skills and talents of birds. Weaver Bird's Nest are extraordinary structures. Most individuals are situated over or next to water with downward facing and narrow entrances. Ensuring that the entrance is narrow and facing downwards deters from thieves and potential predators. The Weaver bird is an architect, construction engineer, and a site of foreman all rolled into one. Their tiny brains with dense neurons produce marvels that have long captured scientific interest as naturally constructed engineering solutions. Yet, nests are still not well understood. Thank you.
Good morning. Me Anushka from class 9th A is going to tell you on our natural architecture on a behalf of Engineers Day. Who said only humans, educated or non-educated, are engineers? Well, this may prove wrong. All the birds, animals and insects are type of one engineers. Even the nature is one type of engineer. The best example is Living Root Bridge. on which I am going to tell you today. Living root bridge is formed of living plant roots by tree shaping. They are common in the south part of Meghalaya. Most of these bridges grow on the steep slopes of the subtropical moist broadleaf forest between 50 and 1150 meters above the sea level. The tree from which it grows remains healthy, so the living root bridges can naturally grow thick and strengthen. Once mature, these can have more than 50 people crossing and the lifespan up to 150 years. Isn't this sound amazing? That one naturally made bridge is helping more than 50 people which are staying near that. This living root bridge is not only observed in Meghalaya but also in Nagaland and Indonesia. This concludes that we should not only be thankful to the humans but also the nature which has gifted us more rare architectures like these. Thank you.
Yes, our nature works and engineering works are so delightful to see. Now dear friends, we see the winners from class 10, plus 1 and plus 2.
The materials required are 6 popsicle sticks which are punched by one-hole punching machine, a hard glue gun, a pair of scissors, a box cutter, 2 bottle caps and a wooden skewer. Now let's stick the small pieces by using the glue gun. Now for the final thing, let's insert these bottle caps to these popsicle sticks. This is a bottle cap.
Congratulations to all my friends. These are the most effective and sympathetic projects. Thank you all. Dear friends, now some of our teachers are coming to say some words about the importance of engineers.
Scientists study the world as it is. Engineers study the world that never has been. Quotation by Theodor von Karman.
Engineering is the art of directing the great sources of power in nature for the use and convenience of man.
Sir Mokshagundam Visvesvaraya was awarded the title of Knight in 1915 as Commander of the British Indian Empire by King George V.
Sir Mokshagundam Visvesvaraya ideas helped the city of Visakhapatnam port to be saved from sea erosion. Sir Mokshagundam Visvesvaraya designed the locality of Jayanagar in South Bangalore as one of the first planned neighborhood in the city. It was Asia's largest housing colony at that time. Thank you.
Thank you teachers for your valuable words. International Day of Democracy is celebrated to review the current stats of democracy in the world. The democracy provides a natural environment of protection and effective realization of human rights. Democracy is a natural and fundamental building block for peace, sustainable development and human rights. Friends, now Kaushik and Satvik are coming to show us about the fundamental duties and how they are related to the fundamental rights.
A very fine morning to one and all. I am Kaushik of 10th A.
I am Syed Sai Sharmukh Satvik of Class 8 Section B.
We are discussing on fundamental rights and duties. Myself as grandfather
and myself as a boy. Grandpa, I heard Pegasus in the news. What is that? I didn't understand.
Pegasus is a software through which we can read messages, calls and location of the phone.
Grandpa, do you know we have a right that is right to freedom of speech and action.
Dear child, fundamental duties complement fundamental rights. These are the moral duties of a responsible citizen. People are using their rights to avoid their duties. Child, let's have a walk.
Okay, Grandpa.
In your view, what is the first right?
Right to freedom of speech and action.
People, while exercising their rights, expressing anti-Indian slogans that would violate fundamental duties, that is, power, integrity, and unity, must be protected by its citizens.
Next right is right to freedom of education.
It's our fundamental duty to give compulsory education from the age group of 6 to 14 years. This shows that fundamental rights and duties are complement to each other.
Next right is assemble freely.
If you are not ready to accept the decision taken by the government, you have a chance to express peacefully using non-violence methods. These non-violence methods complement fundamental right assemble freely. This shows that fundamental rights and duties are complement to each other.
Grandpa, you walked with me for a long time, so please sit for a while.
You also walked with me, so you should also sit.
No problem, Grandpa. You sit.
Child, you usually fight for the things what you need, right?
Yes, Grandpa.
Being a child, you do have some duties that should be followed within the family. Then you can benefit by getting what you need.
Okay, Grandpa. Today onwards, I will be responsible towards my duties and a good child to my parents as well as a good citizen for the nation.
That's good.
Thank you, Grandpa.
Now, Chaitra Manjishta from class 7th A is coming to give a speech about Mr. K. Balagopal, who is a great mathematician and a human rights activist.
Hi everyone, this is P. Chaitra Manjishta from 7th A. Today, I am going to tell you about Mr. K. Balagopal on the occasion of Indian Democratic Day. He is Mr. K. Balagopal. His full name is Kandalla Balagopal. He was an human rights activist, mathematician and lawyer who was known for his work on the issue of civil liberties and human rights. He was a staunch civil liberties activist in Andhra Pradesh. He was born on 10 June 1952 in Ballari. He died on 8 October 2009 in Hyderabad. He died at the age of 57. Balagopal was the fifth child of 8 children of a middle-class Telugu Brahmin couple, Kandalla Padmanabha Sarma and Ralapalli Nagamani. One of his brothers, Ananta, was a doctor in the Indian Army. His father's job in the insurance sector entailed frequent transfers, and Balagopal's education was in several towns of AP from Nellore to Vizianagaram. After pre-university education in Kavali and BSc in Tirupati, he took an MSc and PhD in mathematics from the Regional Engineering College in Warangal before proceeding to Delhi for postdoctoral at the Indian Statistical Institute. He returned to Warangal in 1981, where he started teaching maths at the Kakatiya University. This was also the time when he decided on social activism and joined the Andhra Pradesh Civil Liberties Committee. He began his career as a maths teacher in Warangal, but soon turned full-time human rights activist. He chose to become a lawyer much later after getting fully associated with human rights movement. He served as the General Secretary of AP Civil Liberties Committee between 1983 and 1997. Due to difference of opinion within committee, later he left the committee and formed the Human Rights Forum. Over a period of 26 years, he documented and took up cases of thousands of extrajudicial killings by government forces in AP and elsewhere. He followed Marxist method until the early 90s. Deeply disturbed by the collapse of the Soviet Union, Balagopal began to explore humanist traditions in Marxism for answers. He was married to Vasant Lakshmi, a journalist currently working in Andhra Jyoti newspaper. They have a son, Rigobetta Prabhata. He was praised for his non-partisan commitment to human rights. He was known for his simple living and his analytical articles that appeared regularly in Economic and Political Weekly. He wrote several articles on different issues like the Gujarat rights, special economic zones, land acquisition, and etc. His Telugu essay, Chikati Konalu, directly questioned the violation of human rights by those who claimed that they were working for a radical revolution. He was awarded with Robert Thorpe Award in 2013 for his contribution in highlighting the human rights issues in Jammu and Kashmir. For nearly 2 decades, he had worked hard and argued much to deepen and broaden our understanding of democracy in this country. In that way, he made a mark on Indian history by raising his voice against several issues through the articles in newspapers and by his books. We are very much grateful to him for his works on humanity. Remembering him today is like a salute to democracy. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for taking your time to be here, and we had an opportunity to hear all your thoughts, and this will surely be going to encourage us in our future events. I am so grateful for this opportunity. Thank you one and all. Have a great day.